Greetings everyone, Truth Will Rise. I'm back with a new video. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into what I wanna get on with today, man. I am so tired of, as I have watched, as I like to call it, the presidential selection variety show. Because first of all, understand this, that presidents are not elected, they're selected. Please understand that. Please understand that as it is currently constituted, the current American political system is nothing more than a scam. All right? I've often compared it to professional wrestling. You know, you might have, The Rock and Stone Cold, they're cutting these promos on each other and they're talking about, oh yeah, I'm going to kick your butt. And when I see you, kind of sounds like the Macho Man, but you get the point. But what are they going to do when they see each other and they get in the ring and yada, yada, yada. But then as soon as the camera's cut off, they slap five and they go have dinner together. Because it's not real to them, it's only real to you and their friends behind the scenes. Republicans and Democrats, there is no difference. Particularly if you're black. They're going to kick you in the ass either way, first of all. So, we as black people, we have to stop being so politically ignorant. I feel like somewhat vindicated. I know a lot of people don't watch my videos, and that's perfectly fine. I don't do this for fame or, whatever. I just hope that it finds an audience and that maybe it can help someone out there, even if it's just one or two people. But, if you go back to videos that I made years ago, I was like, when President Obama was coming into office, I was like, and so many black people were jumping around, whatever. And I sat there and I said, I don't know why you're so happy. Nothing is going to change. If anything, things are going to get worse. He's not a friend of the black community. And now, 7 years later, you hear it more and more. Because when I said it at the time, I was one of the few people out there that was saying that. And I was called all sorts of vile names, despite not even saying anything personal about President Obama. I was just stating the facts and what the research showed. So now, these people are so upset. Some of them, let me say, because you still have some people that are continuing to carry his water despite the facts. But now, what's going on? And I'm sorry if you hear that in the background. I'm watching a Professor Black Truth video. But anyway, they continue to carry his water despite the fact that he's literally done nothing for the black community. He's bent over backwards for all these other communities, all of them, and says nothing other than the fact to get up there and talk down and lecture black people. And then he had the nerve to say that it would be a insult to him if they didn't go out and vote for Hillary. Which was, you got to have the unmitigated nerve to even, have your speechwriters put that to paper for you to say is just asinine. But anyway, and what's going on? Fast forward to this current promo tour, as I call it. Trump and Hillary, at least those are the two major puppets that they're foisting on you. Neither one of them, both of them are racist criminals. The problem is a lot of people don't like Trump because his racism and whatnot he puts it right out there in front of you. That he's a racist. He doesn't like our people. His history is shown there. He should probably be in jail. And people don't like him. So you have these black people caping for Hillary Clinton, who is also a criminal, and is no friend of the black community. Neither is her husband, Bill. And let me just say this real quick. It's 2016. If you are still referring to William Jefferson Blythe, or William Jefferson Clinton, for those of you who may be wondering, as the first black president, please run as fast as you can headfirst into a brick wall, because you're an idiot. That is not only incorrect, but is insulting. Okay? We need to stop doing that. See, that's our problem as a community, man. And I touched on this in a previous video. When these puppets, they go and they meet with these other communities, they sit down and they talk about specifics. You know, what are you going to do for our community? What are you going to do for us? You know, why should we support you? But when it comes to us, we are so attention starved and we want a pat on the head. You know, all they got to do is come out there and dance a little bit, dance with us, and we just get so happy. And at the end, and they go right back to doing what they do, and we end up just left with nothing. And it's gonna happen again in 2016. It doesn't matter, quite frankly, who wins. We're going to lose. And we still don't understand that. You know, and that's one reason I didn't vote in the previous election cycle, and I'm not voting in this one, because there is not a candidate that I see out there that is worthy of my support or has earned it based on previous actions, their record, so on and so forth. And can we please stop with these stupid, incorrect tactics when melanated persons such as myself say I'm not voting by saying, well, your ancestors, people died so you could vote. It's not true, nor, this may sound harsh, nor does it necessarily matter in this sense, okay? Because whether I vote or not, it really doesn't matter in this sense, because, you know, we run out here, we vote for these people, oftentimes for not very good reasons, because we have been conditioned to think, particularly in the black community, that somehow the Democratic Party is for us and the Republicans are not. Newsflash, neither one is for you. Doesn't even matter. So, not only because of that does the Democratic Party take votes for granted, they don't even try to appeal to us. And we end up standing there holding the bag with nothing. Same thing's going to happen this year. But then that's partially our fault too, because even if you're going to play the political game, you know, you got to have the ability or even the want to hold these jokers' feet to the fire and demand to say, hey, if you want our support, what specifically are you going to do to address the injustices that are happening to our community? What are you going to do specifically to do what needs to be done to address what we want as a people? But we don't do that. We're too busy out there doing the doggone Dougie and all this other crap. Meanwhile, other communities are moving past us. And quite honestly, I see history repeating itself here, because they have not, neither one has outlined anything specific in terms of black people, and yet these people are running around just talking about Hillary, you know, and that's another thing that I want to talk. Don't try to fear bait me into voting for Hillary merely because, you know, you don't want Trump to win. If you're telling me that I should vote for someone not because I agree with them politically, ideologically, from that standpoint, that I agree with their foreign policy, their economic policy, but merely so the other person doesn't win, do you understand how stupid that is? You want to talk about wasting a vote? That is the epitome of wasting a vote, because you are saying, well, it doesn't matter what you think. If I may quote The Rock, it's all about just don't let this other person win. As if, it could, as if we already are not getting shot down almost on a daily basis, it seems like, by these race soldiers. And yet, your boy, your president that you love to run out there and say, that's my president, has had more to say about a damn award show, his NCAA bracket, than he has about this. But somehow you continue to do more mental gymnastics than at the Olympics to try to rationalize his ignoring, his inactivity when it comes to matters dealing with black people. So don't tell me that somehow I should avoid Trump because, oh, he's such a racist. Newsflash. One, it's obvious. And two, yeah, we're kind of already under a very racist system now. So please don't tell me that somehow voting in the person who was integral in the omnibus crime bill, for instance, which is the reason why so many brothers and sisters are locked up now, the same woman who referred to black people as super predators and has said all sorts of other vile things about black people. Now you want to put this person in office? Please. And wrapping up, please don't tell me. See, this is the thing. We have to be more. We can't be so binary when it comes to political matters. It can't just be, oh, well, if I say something pro, for instance, anti-Hillary, I must be pro-Trump and vice versa. It is possible that you can look at it and call them both out objectively and realize that both of them suck. And both of them do suck. And the fact that both of these trash, quote-unquote, candidates have made it to this point is not only an indictment of the political system to show what it produces, but also a screaming indication of how fixed it in fact is. Because you are telling me in a country of 300 plus million people, these are the two best. This is the best that we got. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. I refuse to believe that. I'm going to say right now that there are people that you and I both know that are better qualified to be president of the United States than either Hillary or KKK Trump. I firmly believe that. But, this is why, politics is a dirty game. Some of those qualified people may not want to run, potentially because, there are things that can be done to keep people off the ballot. And, we've seen that where they've kept people from participating in debates and getting proper airtime and exposure. So many of the people who may be qualified, who may have great ideas and actually decide to run, they're often locked out of the system. It's no different than a cartel. They really are a political cartel in which you have a couple of companies. They get together and they decide we're going to set the prices for this amount. And if anyone comes in, though we may be quote unquote competitors, we're going to link up like Voltron and lock anyone else out from our business. And that's exactly what's happening now. And the way I see it, I see this as a joke. This whole election cycle to me has been a complete joke. It still shows how easily, politically, we are manipulated, both nationally, but in our community. It happened in 2008, it happened in 2012, and it happened in 2016. We just don't get it. And, they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. We continue to feed into this system and expect a different result. So personally, I am not voting in this national election. I will say I will vote locally. I will do that. And I will focus on doing what I need to do to help empower my community, and help support projects and things of that nature that will help us build an economic base and empowering ourselves from that standpoint, because we cannot think that it's going to be some bureaucrat in Washington who doesn't know you. So I don't even know when election day is, but it doesn't matter because I'm staying home. And I'm sure that will piss a lot of people off, but I don't really care. So that's all I've got. You know, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. As always, disagreements are welcome. Disrespect is not tolerated. So thanks again for watching. The Truth Will Rise. I'm out. Peace, peace, peace.